Yo, beautiful people, it is JamJam the comedian here.
Mr. Nice Guy back with this legend.
And we are the experts on the couch, giving you some feedback on sports, giving you some insights on all things sports, and also one of our most valuable offerings here at Experts on the Couch are the tips that we give you to bet. We've been doing pretty well on that side, so that's why we're so confident to keep giving you the picks that you guys must choose and make some money off. But we're going to start off today by going through some of the schoolboy rugby results. Schoolboy rugby was back this weekend. We saw some big games, some huge scores, but let's get straight into it and see what we have here. So some of the schools, obviously, their season is done, but there's still a couple of games to be played for other teams around the country.
It's quite a short term. Like, we only have 3 more weeks of rugby left, which is quite well. Yeah.
And I'm sure some of the boys came back, a little bit unfit after that break. That was quite a big break.
So no, 100%. No,
I'm sure you guys as coaches weren't impressed with some of the guys' fitness
100%.
levels.
No, it was quite evident. Like, some of the Oaks, like, obviously kept their fitness levels, but some of them cheap as that.
Yeah, it's like we saw when we shot our 10th episode in Paul, how the Paul first team straight to fitness.
Literally.
Yeah, so anyone who was slacking during the holiday got a rude awakening that Monday. But yeah, let's go into the results. So we had DHS versus JP, which was a draw, 21-21. We had Maritzburg College versus Affes, 40 to Affes, 12 to Maritzburg. We had one of the biggest results, Northwood Glenwood. Northwood putting together 82 points against Glenwood's 23. That is a crazy score.
100-point game.
Traditionally, especially back when I was a schoolboy, this game would have been. I don't even think Glenwood would have played Northwood back then, but Northwood's program keeps showing that you invest in the right way, you invest in the rugby culture, and the results will come. I mean, I saw at Easter Festival when they played against St. Andrews, beat the brakes off my old school. Our school didn't stand a chance. Northwood were in control the whole game. So very impressive season by Northwood. I think they had a good season last year as well. So it's nice to see some consistency from them. And good to see that it's not just a one-hit wonder sort of team, that they actually built a program.
Yes, I think you hit the nail on the head there, JamJam. Like, it's so special to see like these non-bigger schools like pulling through, and obviously like the consistency of the rugby program, like you're saying with Northwood. Really lacquer to see that.
Yeah. And then we had Pretoria Boys High 17, Cares 29. Pretoria Boys High, I think it's their 150th, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it just keeps going down.
And they clearly didn't take the Northwood approach and build a program. Right now, I was talking to some friends about it, and we've just never understood why Pretoria Boys High, with close to 1,700 boys, why they just don't compete at the high level. Like, it doesn't make sense. They're in a rugby-mad city, Pretoria. They've got good teams around them in Garsfontein, Waterkloof, Affes, and they just don't seem to be able to step up.
Yeah, I mean, you just spelt it out there. I mean, the selection that they have within that area is just unbelievable. So, I think we're all looking for the answer there. But I mean, I think Pretoria Boys came out strong this year. That's why they hosted that festival at the beginning of the year. They were like, it's going to be our year, but shame, they really got proven wrong this year.
Yeah. And then we had Parktown 33 versus Northcliffe 30. Then another huge score here. Grey College mixed team between the under 18 B's and C's played a travelling side, Harrow 95-0.
Sure.
Paulham.
Imagine what the 18 would have done.
Yeah, man, that could have been a first 200 score for old boys, or it would have been the first 200 score for boys rugby. Polkham 52, Rondebosch 24. You want to just give us a comment there, as you obviously were in and around there.
It was a tough one out there, as it always is. Obviously, traveling on the N1, going to the other side of the Boerewors and taking your passport out there is always quite scary. But yeah, I mean, obviously played 18 games, going over there, lost all 18, unfortunately. A little clean sweep for Polkham. I mean, but just the level of tempo and the ruck speed and everything that they show. Peter Rousseau Slapchips has done something special there. Like, it really is something. But that 52-24 scoreline, people predicted a massive score for that game. So I do want to give hats off to a Rondebosch side that was packed full of injuries as well.
Kept it respectable. And then Durbanville 7, Paul Boys 56. That was a proper beating. The other game that I caught was Sax 34, Paul Rose 38. Oh, Sax coming so close. I don't think they've won or gotten a positive result in 19 years. That's what they say. They were saying, the commentators were saying, to come that close and for them, Paul Rose to score a last-minute try. I think after the buzzer had gone, even after the hooter had gone, so it must be devastating for them. I mean,
I can only imagine. I mean, the try happened, and we heard about it in Pole like a minute later.
It was one of those games where the Sax guys will really feel they will really feel it, because they were really there the whole time, and it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a couple of runaway tries against the runner play kind of thing. Sax actually fronted up to them, and they had. I mean, going into the last sort of movements, they were up. So very disappointing for Sax.
It is very sad, but like they've been very good this season. They've been staying in the fight week in and week out, and like I just wanted to congratulate. I mean, Kofi Appiah, obviously one of the new coaches there this year, doing incredibly well. Graham Veppner obviously leading the program there. Honestly, it's special to watch, because the Sax side is fighting till the very last whistle. Very unfortunate this weekend.
And then Stellenberg 26, Otanico 21.
Great game.
A great game of rugby. Then Wynberg 42. Boland Landpo 26. Obviously Wynberg, probably the pick of the schools in the southern suburb region. They've had an amazing season, and they keep just racking up the points. There's a couple of games where I've tuned in and they 40 up or 30 up. So yeah, it's clearly a season to be remembered for them.
No, they almost have that Afrikaans attitude when they have you down, they strangle you and they keep strangling you.
They don't let go, bro. And then Trusty 31, Oakdale Landport 24, and then one that we skipped or that wasn't on the list, but I was able to watch it, was Selborne versus Hudson.
Yes.
Hudson, it was an upset at Selborne. Last minute try as well.
Special.
Conversion to win. I think the score was 28-26. 26 all, conversion to win. And then Hudson, in their traditional red gear, the school just flooded the field and celebrated till the cows came home. As they should.
I mean, we're so blessed out here, but there's nothing better than schoolboy rugby.
Schoolboy rugby, always fun, always good to watch. It's good times, and I mean, we're going now into the biggest derby, not in South Africa, not in Africa, the biggest schoolboy derby in the world. Paarlgym versus Paul Boys High. Talk us through that, Mr. Nice Guy. How have you attended one of those? Have you been? I have not attended, and this year, unfortunately, I'm working, so it's just something that I really need to tick off my rugby bucket list.
No, it's an absolutely incredible experience, Jam. And like I said to you last week when we were having a beer together, I really want to go with you one year. This is officially my 7th one that I was going to, and I've actually been blessed enough and privileged to be asked to be commentating on the game. So I'm very, very excited for that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so very excited for that. But I mean, cheap, is it like Bishops or Rondebosch or something special? But this blows it out the water, guys. Like, it hurts me to say that, but this fixture is something else. It feels like a professional game every time. And I just think if you don't have plans on Saturday, make yourselves available at 4 p.m. because it's going to be special out there.
And just for the people that might not know the insights to the Paul Derby, the Derby is so big that they actually don't play on their home fields. They play at the big stadium,
A neutral location.
the neutral location. So imagine, just for argument's sake, Rondebosch Bishops was so big that they had to play it at the Newlands Stadium.
Exactly that.
Like, it's something. That's how big it is. They actually can't handle that many people at their own school, so they have to open it up
For sure.
and take it to a sort of public stadium. So, like Ryan was saying, if you guys are able to get down to Paul, and you will have the time of your life, biggest fixture in the world.
Literally. And then also, just to reiterate on that, I mean, two of the most world-class coaches, I mean, Shawnee Rasmus from Paul Boys, and obviously Peter Rousseau, Slapchips, the legend himself from Paul
Springbok. Oh my.
Both of them, their rugby heads is just through the roof. And obviously Shawnee Rasmus has been with the Paul Boys for a very long time, for a reason. So super excited to see what both these sides are going to produce on Saturday.
Definitely. And now we move to the club rugby circuit. The Western Province Super League A results.
A couple of hidings this weekend.
Yeah, a couple of big scores. SK Warmers 95, UWC 12. Oh, that's a big one.
That SK Warmers side is actually hot to watch when they start throwing that ball around.
Yeah.
So lekker.
Tygerberg 35, Hamilton's 36. Very close game.
Sure.
That must have been a cracker. Then we have Villages, William Rose's Villages. Shout out to Rosie. 71, Franschhoek 29. Then we have this unbelievable score, Primrose 148-0 against Van der Stel. Van der Stel obviously were definitely wanting that final whistle to go.
That's just rude.
Yeah, 148, and yeah, you gotta take your medicine, I guess. They don't stop the clock. They don't call the game early. 148, that could be a record score.
I mean,
there.
it's getting closer and closer to the 200 that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, someone's going to crack it soon, man.
Episode 14?
Yeah.
Let me read that.
Kales River, 35. Unimol, 31. And then Brackenfell, 32. False Bay, 29. So a couple of close games there.
Unimol and False Bay are struggling in the past few years, huh?
Yeah. Unimol definitely in the past have been better. They really don't know what's going on there. And then now we shift to the Curry Cup. Before we go into the results of this weekend, I must say this is something I want to ask the public, and sort of want to ask you as well. The quality of the Curry Cup, it's not there, man. I've just been watching, and I feel like the Curry Cup has now become what the Vodacom Cup was 10 plus years ago, when we still had the Vodacom Cup, which was used to blood new players in so they could make it into the Super Rugby teams. I feel like Curry Cup is doing that for URC now. And the oldest rugby tournament in the world is now it's not looking as high level as it used to be. I mean, we grew up with that being the tournament where some players would make the BOP team for the interview tour off the back of a good Curry Cup session. So what are your thoughts on that? And before I read out the results.
Yeah, Jam, I mean, like you said, I mean, when we were kids going to Newlands and stuff, those Curry Cup games felt like test games. It was just super special with amazing players on the field. But I think that's what it's come down to. The Curry Cup is unfortunately used as a different platform at the moment. And I think you hit it on the head there, where it looks a bit like Vodacom Cup. Someone said to me the other day, Varsity Cup 2.0, which is also hits it on the head, because to me it looks like I'm watching Monday Night Footy. The amount of errors creeping through every single game, obviously commentating on it, so that's why like every 2 seconds I'm like, knock on, another unforced error, another knock on, whatever. I mean, as much as I love this boy to pieces, I mean, Scarra coming on for 20 minutes and throwing 4 skew throws.
We were actually talking about it. We're talking about it at our local B74. Shout out to them. And we were actually talking about how we saw the highlights, and there was one, and there was no wind or anything, but the one skew throw was almost high school levels of
we went to the flower off that day.
It was that was something that we would have put together as the under 14 Cs, you know.
No, literally.
And
I'm only laughing about it now because I'll laugh about it with him.
He definitely knows that those weren't. He's done better in the lineouts before, but it's. Like I said, I'll be honest, I'm not happy with how watered down it is, but I guess if that's how they want to blood new players in for the URC, we just hope that we can continue to see more players, who, especially the guys who haven't made the S8 squad. Let them play a bit, so then you can just up the, the prestige of the tournament. I reckon.
The problem is, like, what do you think? The problem is, I don't see. Like, I don't want to single players out, but I don't see Malchus and Cornell Smith and these oaks stepping up to the URC. I don't. So like, what? Like, we're almost not using this platform correctly, in my opinion. Like again, I don't want to people take it out individually, but we have Malchus at 10, then we have Cornell Smith at 12, we had Peter Grant at 10, Jean de Villiers at 12. I mean, that's the difference in Currie Cup rugby.
Currie Cup rugby. So now I want to ask a question to you and also the viewers is, do you reckon that Varsity Cup now will be where the URC sort of scouts go to instead of picking from the Currie Cup bunch?
I do think so. I do think it's going to be a lot more seen. Whereas like Currie Cup was, obviously you would have all 50 scouts there. I was speaking to Alan, one of my good mates at Stormers. He's a scout for the Stormers, and he even said, he's like, that Varsity Cup tournament is something special because you really can sign incredible players there, and the other bonus is you don't have to give them massive contracts yet because of their age, and they'll come for like anything. So like that was also very interesting because like we often forget as public, whereas like let's just sign all the best, but there is a cap. We must also think financially and all of that. I mean, to answer your question, if I had to put in an order, I'm honestly going like Varsity Cup and then Currie Cup. That's where I'm picking players from.
Yeah, I would also do the same. Okay, let's go through the results. We had Lions versus Pumas, 52-29 to the Lions. We had Griquas versus Bulls, 56-26 to the Griquas.
Jeez, they bounced back hard. They were very sad about this last weekend.
Cheetahs 43, Sharks 21. And then we had the biggest sort of, not upset, but one of those victories where you're putting a stamp of authority on the tournament. We had Boland Cavaliers 41, Stormers 3. That was an epic.
You heard that correctly. Boland 41, Stormers 3. Unbelievable. No, I mean, again, JamJam, like, for me, I think Tom Dawson Squibb, the team he put on paper, he almost like sacrificed the game in a way, but I don't think he expected to lose by 38 points.
No one expected that. I was meant to go out to that game, and I'm glad I got to watch it in the comfort of my own home. How beautiful Stormers going down there for 41-3. Oh man. But credits to Boland, they played some great rugby, champagne rugby.
Proper, I mean, those things through the hands.
Run the ball, through the hands. It was a dominant performance from start to finish. Stormers were not in the game at all, so you got to give credit to the Cavaliers. And if you remember, the Cavaliers were hot last season as well. They were semi-finalists, so I'm sure this year they're looking at this tournament and saying, hey man, gents, we could go one further and go
100%.
all the way to the final. So
100%.
That's what you want to see in the Currie Cup as well. The sort of lesser teams stepping up and actually using this as an opportunity for them to, you know, build a better team, build a better program. I saw the stadium yesterday packed.
Yes.
Packed. Basically sold out.
One of the only stadiums that are
actually are selling out. So that is good to see. That's positive to see. So that's what we want. We want people, Currie Cup, people must go to the stadium.
For sure.
I know that one of the games, the Stormers are taking it to Athlone. We want to see people come out. The tickets will be more affordable. So let's go watch the Currie Cup. The Currie Cup is the oldest tournament.
Yeah.
It's a tournament that's important for South Africa. So if you can, guys, go out and watch some Currie Cup. Grab a cold one with some mates and go check out the Athlone Stadium.
100%. But like also like talking about the Currie Cup, there, it's quite interesting this year because for me, the title contenders are Cheetahs, Boland, and Lions.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, and then Greek was obviously the champions from last year. But like, I think my point is like now we're saying the massive franchises, we're not even mentioning the Blue Bulls, the Stormers, 23 side. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah, they know it. Okay, now we're going to move to the rugby's greatest rivalry tour with the All Black squad being announced. I know you definitely have some opinions on this one, so I'm going to give it over to you. Just break it down for us. Let us go through any shocks from your side, any good inclusions. What do you make of the squad that they've announced?
Yeah, I think it's an incredible side, and I think the squad they've obviously announced is just aligns with why it's going to be the greatest rivalry tour. I mean, these two squads that Rassie and obviously Rennie has announced is just something special. For me, there are a couple of surprises in there, like Anton Segner making it in the loose trio. I just think there's way better out there. The big one for me is obviously Richie Mohonga coming home, and Dave Rennie saying he has to play a couple of ITM Cups first. I just don't see the vision. Like New Zealand don't have a big enough bunch to select from to be like, no, we can't pick you. We're actually not going to pick you. You're not like eligible to play type of thing. If Ruben Love gets injured, they are in huge trouble. He's the only on-form 10 at the moment, unless they put Bodie back there. But again, now you're like relying on your old heads again to come into play. So for me, Richie Mohonga not on tour is absolutely massive. But great for South Africa.
Yeah. So my 2 cents on the Richie Mohonga, and this is something that I've talked about with a couple of other experts on the couch. New Zealand's stubbornness is the reason why they aren't as cutthroat and as dominant as they are. Everyone has had to adapt now,
100%.
and everyone has had to come to the realization that rugby is a global sport. You're gonna have people wanting to play in other countries. Also, other countries have more lucrative contracts. As we know, the French League, English Premiership, Japan, they have bigger budgets to play players, sort of double what they would make if they were playing locally.
For sure.
So in this day and age, I just don't understand how the All Blacks can stick to, for me, a very backwards thing of saying you can't play for the All Blacks if you don't play your rugby internally. I mean, imagine that happened at a FIFA World Cup, or in football, or that happened in cricket. If you play IPL, you can't play Proteas. It doesn't work like that.
For sure.
Richie Mohonga not being part of the greatest rivalry. New Zealand rugby surely have to rethink this and go back to the drawing board and say, nah, guys, we need whoever's the best 23/15
needs to represent the country. No, for sure.
In this day and age, you can keep tabs with players. You can keeps, you can scout the players, whether they're playing in Japan, whether they're playing in France, and these are top leagues as well right now. So it's not like the quality will diminish because Mwanga's been playing in Japan and whatnot. So I just don't get it, Ryan. And it's almost frustrating because it's like these are the things that keep rugby as a smaller game. It's like these silly traditions and whatnot. It's like, no, guys, it's about time we also look at how the other sports have done it, how they've grown, and use that information to build rugby.
100%. No, I fully agree with you there. I think you covered everything. The only thing that semi made sense to me was I was watching something, Victor Matfield interviewing a couple of New Zealand podcasters 2 weeks ago, and the New Zealand podcasters made an interesting point. Like I said, I semi understand it. I'm still not sold, but their whole thing was they do not have the depth that we do at club level. So they're trying to keep their club tournaments at a specific level. But for me, that is where they're falling short, because you have to pick now. If you do not have the depth or the amount of people, which they don't have, are we picking to be strong at club level, or are we picking to be strong at international level? And for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Yes, club rugby is throughout the year, and that's the platform where you get all your players from. But New Zealand don't have that luxury. So to me, it made a lot of sense. Yes, their club rugby and their provincial rugby and the Blues and the Chiefs and all of them, that level will go down because all the best players are going to go play overseas. But when they get into that New Zealand jersey, they are going to win. And surely, ultimately, that's what New Zealand want.
We obviously both have similar ideas on this thing, but if they want to run it like that, that's fine.
It's fine.
We'll continue, being able to pick wherever we want, and milk the system.
100%.
Now we're gonna go. Before we wrap up, we're gonna do the picks. Okay, now to end off. This episode, the tips. I think that's why some of you like tuning in, because we usually get a lot of these right. So we're gonna give you some tips for the Currie Cup. So on Friday night we have the Griquas versus the Cheetahs. We're gonna go with the Griquas. On Saturday we have Stormers Sharks. We're gonna go with the Stormers.
Tough game, but we're going Stormers at home.
Stormers. Golden Lions versus Blue Bulls. We're going with the Lions. Cavaliers versus the Pumas. We are going with the Cavaliers. Go lock in those picks. Go make some money, and if you do make money, please just send us some. Just e-wallet, maybe 500 or whatever you.
Or just pop a message what time you'll be at B74.
Then we'll see you there for a couple of pints. But this has been an epic episode. Oh, before we end, I also want to say I went to the SA Women's Hockey game.
Yes.
On Friday, just throwing this in, and what a time! The stadium was packed here in Hartley Vale.
Special.
They've got the World Cup coming up in August. There's a bit of obviously issues with them having to fund themselves, but the department came through last minute.
How much was that? 3 million? How much was that?
3 million that they was given, and they was going to split that between the men's team and the ladies team, but. Once again, as I said on my Instagram platform, I just want to say, guys, when these teams do play, let's try to get down there, go watch. You could see how much it meant to the ladies, seeing a packed stadium, and people cheering them on. People, when the national anthem came on, it was just such a great moment.
It's always special, and they deserve it. They
deserve it. They put in the work. So if I can say anything, just encourage you, even during the World Cup that's coming up in August, catch some of their games. They beat Namibia 4-0 in the series overall. Namibia obviously helping us prepare for the World Cup. So yeah, that's I think that's enough of that. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode. Please like, subscribe, go follow us on Instagram. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the content that we are making. This is JamJam the comedian.
Mr. Nice Guy Rugby out here.
Thank you very much for another episode. See you next time.
Have a lekker week.